This is the Throttle Out Show, presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your hosts. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the BKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
Well, it's Wheels Up Wednesday, it's all about mud rumors, loud noises, and the truth comes out. It might hurt that Austin Spence sucks at word pronunciation. Shows with Spence. Well, remember that when in doubt, you gotta put it to the floor. Throttle out, remember when in doubt. Throttle out, remember when in doubt. Throttle out, the Throttle Out Show.
And welcome everyone to Wheels Up Wednesday. This is the Throttle Out Show. Harley, how are we doing tonight?
Doing good. I can never get used to that intro. That new intro, I guess we do on Wednesdays.
I don't want to call it a new intro. I just wanted to play it one more time for y'all because I think it's awesome. I look like a rock star. Spence, Austin Spence, where are you, man? Are you doing okay?
I don't think he's okay over there.
I thought that was a one-time thing, Tweety. I was not mentally ready to see that or hear that again. I don't think anybody in the comment sections was too, but hey guys, it's Wednesday. We're here.
Yeah, we needed that in our lives at least once more. And we're going to have a good show tonight. We got a special guest joining us here in just a couple of minutes. We got everyone's favorite segment, Shows with Spence, and then a couple other things that we've heard floating throughout the rumor mill that we're going to discuss as well. Spence, should we go ahead and bring on our guest?
Yeah, I might as well.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce our guests on the show?
Yes. Okay. I only know mainly the one, and he is the head honcho of Team Throttle Monster, is Mike Christensen, and the name was Bam? I'm not entirely sure who that is.
There they are.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's up, Mike and Bam?
Bam.
All right. Now, Harley, who is Bam? How do we know Bam?
Bam, her name's actually Paige, and she's my little sister.
I can see that. I can see it now.
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. And let's go ahead. Let's get down to discussion. Mike, we'll start with you. I feel like y'all had a pretty good year, and it's not over yet, but the Monster Jam Stadium season is officially over. So why don't you just briefly discuss, how this year went for your team, especially in the Monster Jam shows?
It was kind of hit and miss. This year, all around, it was a pretty good year. I mean, we're pretty satisfied and proud of what we've accomplished and where we've started from and where we're at now. We built the Jurassic Attack that Paul's in. It debuted in April, and for some weird, stupid reason, it's now almost November, and we're building him a new truck. So I'm not sure if he just couldn't get the bugs worked out of this one and just decided to say, screw it, we'll just start back over from scratch and try again. But from where we're at now, I'm pretty happy with what we've accomplished. Me and Paul got to do 4 stadium shows this year. We went from one stadium show 3 years ago in Houston to now 4, and both times in Glendale we did pretty well. I think both times we were in the semifinals. We raced really hard, and I love racing. Racing to me is more of a driver's aspect course. You have to have a driver to be quick and know how to throw the truck into a corner, and can't really get screwed out of racing. But the other places, we did pretty decent in El Paso. I know Too Tall had a little bit of a hiccup come Sunday. Never seen a blower blow up like it did, but got that all handled. And then you were there in Arlington. He decided to burn it to the ground for freestyle. Destroyed Paul's nice, no big cracks in it body, because his body was left at home since he was Rockwell Red in El Paso. So he took my nice lightweight Jurassic body and decided to destroy it and put it in about 47,000 pieces.
Shred it.
Yeah.
Mm.
He kind of regretted that come Tuesday when he started to fiberglass out in the middle of a rainstorm here at the shop. So,
Oh, that sucks.
Oof.
oh no, it was very enjoyable for myself to watch that happen.
Well, so you talked about a new chassis coming to y'all's shop, and from what I heard, that is a metal shop chassis.
Yep.
So all y'all's chassis are fairly different. Y'all don't have like a straight up cookie cutter piece, like some teams do. They stick to one chassis, and y'all got some different setups up there.
Yeah, we have 2 trucks that were built in-house, which is my Vendetta and now the Wrecking Machine / Rockwell Red. Those both were built by my dad and Paul. My chassis is actually 5 going on 6 years old. But, I mean, it looks really nice now just because last December we redid all the 4-link tabs and we redid the shock towers. We cut, I think, 10 or 12 inches off the front of it. I mean, we did a lot of upgrades to it. Most of the chassis was still in a pretty good piece. And so I wanted to change it up a little bit. And Too Tall had the great idea of going to red. And it took him about 3 hours to convince me that, yeah, I think red would look a lot better. So we repowder coated it red and just cleaned it up. And I mean, now she's a bad bitch. I love that truck.
Oh, it looks awesome. And Mike, I got another question, and I can let Harley and Austin ask a couple questions here. But, and I don't know if you've ever done this before, but I noticed this past season, you should just flat out beat Tom Mintz in racing. Kind of describe what that was like. I mean, to my knowledge, your dad drove Maximum Destruction. Now you're out there beating a truck, that you used to once cheer for. Why don't you talk about that for just a minute?
The cool thing is, my very first show, it was like my 3rd show I've ever drove at when I was 15. It was Red Bluff, California. And when I first started, I drove my dad's truck, Dragon Slayer, because Paul or whoever else was driving the other truck. Well, Paul's obviously, 3.5 feet taller than me. That we never, back then, pedals were movable, but the steering wheel wasn't movable. The rear steer wasn't movable. And he had a bigger seat than me. And so I always drove my dad's truck. And Red Bluff, I actually had to race Tom first round, and I beat him in Dragon Slayer, but then like my truck broke. I couldn't make it back. I don't remember. It was something stupid where I could actually come back for freestyle, but I couldn't make the next round. And that entire week, we did fairly decent. And after the Sunday show, they normally did like a big award ceremony, barbecue thing. And Tom came up to me and shook my hand and said that I will go far in this sport if I continue to do what I'm doing. And I mean, that was 16, 17 years ago. I mean, it was a long time. And to actually come back full circle with my own team, with my own truck, and to still be able to race against Tom and to beat him, I mean, I was pretty proud with achieving that. Then it was, 3 months later, Paul got to race him, and Paul did the same thing. So Paul took out Tom, and then he took out your favorite Todd. And I mean, it was a pretty proud moment for all of us, just because I don't care if it's me on the track or if it's Too Tall or if it's Paul. If one of my trucks are on the floor, I want that truck to win. And I think with the group of guys that I have, that any one of my drivers can go out there and compete and do a damn good job and almost try to win it.
Oh yeah, I gotta say one of my favorite parts was actually watching you guys. I think it was you that actually went out against Brandon Vincent and taking out Gravedigger. Seeing not only Vendetta, but supporting you guys like you guys support us. You're repping the RWIDTO flag and beating the Jolly Rancher and Gravedigger. I mean, that was honestly probably one of my favorite moments of this year so far. Not to mention seeing you guys go into stadiums, and I don't know if it was you or Paul that attempted the backflip and it kind of turned into a weird corkscrew ordeal, but that was very impressive.
Yeah, that was both of those were me. I mean, it doesn't matter what Gravedigger you line up against. They're going to be coming for you. I mean, they're all hard to beat. And Brandon's a good dude. He kind of came up through the ranks through Feld like I did. He was a crew chief forever. And it's always cool to see guys that have worked their way up to actually get that spot. Brandon was one of them. Cody was one of them. Becky was one of them. I mean, there was a lot of people that had to do it the hard way, but they earned it. And him earning it and actually getting a full-time ride and always, supporting Gravedigger, that's pretty cool for him to be in that position. But it's always great for me to go out there and just beat him. That's our ultimate goal, is just to make sure that any Gravedigger, son of a digger, well, I can't even say son of a digger because I'm like 0-47 against Ryan. But it's just always a great feeling to compete with them, with all of our old wore out junk from Utah. The Utah boys are whooping on company guys, and that to us is what makes us so proud that we can actually hang with them. The backflip, I actually can't remember if I pulled the bolts out of the spindle or I broke something before I attempted it. And so when I actually went into the backflip, that right rear wasn't even pulling, and so it corkscrewed on me, and it was such a nice body, and it was the first time I rolled the red truck, and I was so mad. My wife yelled at me for so many years, or so many weeks.
Feels like years.
It feels like years, yes.
Well, Bam,
But once
you
I
have
did it,
obviously
I went
worked.
to 2 other shows and rolled them again. So it's like that. Hell, who cares?
You rolled the next day. You did.
Well, Bam, you've obviously worked at some shows and gotten to help Mike and see him drive. What's your plans for the future? Are you going to be in a full-size truck, or are you going to start out with a mini?
I think we're gonna go for a mini until I work up the experience and I'm big enough and old enough to go to a full size. But I think a mini is gonna start out the start.
Yeah. So does that mean we're going to see a mini monster truck soon on Team Throttle Monster?
Hopefully.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
A mini Vendetta.
A mini.
No, are you kidding me? I'd love to see a mini Jurassic Attack.
Oh, man. I wouldn't.
You
We
got
already
one.
got one. We got
David.
Too Tall.
Oh, that's right.
How much smaller do you want to go?
I mean,
For those of y'all watching tonight, Tudal is there. He's in the background. Y'all can't see him, but
Yeah.
I mean, you probably won't be able to see him if he stood in front of the camera either. But
they're on bar stools, so he's like below them right now.
I mean, he lives with my family here. He rents a room from us, but we have to have these little step stools around the whole house just so we can reach the kitchen sink and reach the fridge, and it's kind of cool. But then it gets my dogs into everything, so it's a pain in the ass.
Ah, damn it.
Oh no!
I'm leaving on that. Oh, he's leaving now.
He's like, oh, I'm done.
But we do have a
I'm
question in the
gonna walk
comment
around.
section. Grandma Linda, hey, how do I get that red
don't
t-shirt? I
shut.
can't find it on the merchandise website. Grandma Linda, it's actually black on there, but you can choose this color on there. There's all kinds of flavors to choose from on there.
Flavors?
Mike, so
Tasty.
y'all got a fairly busy first quarter ahead of y'all. You got a stadium tour for your team. You got a Monster Jam Arena tour as well. I mean, y'all really looking forward to next year. What can fans expect from Team Throttle Monster in 2022?
Well,
A mini.
2022. What did you say? A mini?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, this mini. 22. We have obviously me and Paul doing a stadium tour. I think we're on Stadium Tour Red, I believe. Nice thing about that is a lot of it's West Coast. There are a couple horrible trips that I got to make, but Tuto's on the West Coast Arena Tour, and I actually have my third team that will be on a Toughest Tour.
Okay.
So they have
nice.
10, 12 shows that they'll be doing for their tour next year. I'm not quite sure how much of their stuff I can actually talk about yet, but I know I have 2 trucks going there. We'll have a third Jurassic Attack running on Toughest Tour. Dalton Widener will actually be driving the third Jurassic Attack. And then mine and Paul's cousin, Zach Jensen, will be driving Kamikaze. So our ultimate goal come first quarter is we've always strived and worked ourselves to get to the top. Well, whether you love them or hate them, Monster Jam's the top. And There's so many different opportunities that you are going to get from running at Monster Jam, whether it's in the stadium, whether it's an arena. There's TV that you can get your trucks in that, that I mean, you don't even negotiate the TV. It's just if it happens, it happens. And that's just the bonus for you to be at that show and to be on that tour where we've now made it. We're where we want to be. So every single team, every single driver literally has the green light to go and achieve a championship.
Hell yeah.
So if that means they are doing body work every single day for the next 5 months, then they're going to be doing body work every day for the next 5 months. We're trying to get ourselves in a position where we can outfit both trailers with 85% of the parts that they can fix and need out on the road. Obviously, we're not going to carry, a complete extra planetary corner or, housings complete. But there will be ways that we can actually, make sure that they're supplied and ready to go. And that goes for everybody. Myself, Paul, Tutal, Dalton, Zach. I mean, we're where we want to be. So now we have to put a stamp on what we're trying to accomplish. So if that means we're going to go all balls out and try to win it, that's what we're going to do.
You know a little bit about doing fiberglass work every day.
Every day? I didn't do it every day.
Well, you did it enough.
Yeah, I did it enough. I never want to do it again.
Yeah, it's never fun. But the cool thing that I have is my wife loves fiberglass. The only thing she doesn't like is she doesn't like the grinding. So I'll grind it, and then it's all her after that. She'll piece it all together, and she'll lay it down. And, I mean, it helps me out a lot because I absolutely hate doing the crap.
Fair enough. Now, you guys actually fix the fiberglass, or do you guys just put Lexan and bolts through it? That's essentially how we were taught at the company how to fix bodies is just Lexan and bolts.
It depends on the circumstance. I mean, if you're trying to piece something back together for the very next day show, we'll just throw a piece of Lexan in it, run some self tappers or bolt it and call it good until it that way it just looks somewhat presentable.
Okay.
Throughout the week, Monday through Thursday or whatever it is. I mean, if they have the time, yeah, absolutely. Pull it apart, grind it, fiberglass it back up. That was the cool thing of watching Tutal do it in the rain. So grinding it, fiberglassing it back up.
So one thing I definitely want to talk about, because we talk about monster trucks over the years, how we went from pickup trucks to characters. I kind of want to talk about how the whole deal where you guys obtained Jurassic Attack, how did that all kind of come to fruition?
That was something me and Paul kind of talked about. We were trying to think of a really cool truck that really drew to kids. And Jurassic Attack has always been around. I mean, it was around when I was a kid. Kevin Wink drove it, Lindsay Wink drove it, and then Nathan started driving it. So I kind of told Paul that that's something that we need to kind of pursue. And I tried reaching out to Don and never could get through to him. Paul then reached out to him, and between Paul and Don and making a deal, and they, talked about it back and forth for a couple months. And we were hoping that if everything went right, obviously we could get our chance in Jam, bringing Jurassic Attack back, and it being a 3D body, we kind of felt like it would be a shoe-in just because, they draw to that stuff, and it worked out. I mean, Paul and Don made a deal, and, Don still has a lot to say and do with the truck, and, well, not necessarily the truck, but the name itself. And, he always wanted to do the robotic dinosaur thing, and so that kind of design was based off of what he visualized and what he was after. And so, I mean, it's worked out great. Don's been a fantastic guy. Even when he owned his own trucks, it was always fun running with Don and whatever wink he decided to have in his truck that week. And, I mean, he was one of the good guys that was out here on the West Coast and traveling up and down the road and just fun to run with. So between him and Paul and making a final decision on what we were going to do, and then it kind of helped us with the Salt Lake City show that Tutal debuted it. I mean, once I think we did that show, it was kind of like, okay, we kind of need this truck in their shows to help draw more people to it. It's a different face, it's a different team, it's a different image. So why not see what it can do?
We got some funny comments going on in the comment
Oh,
section
gosh.
right now. One of them was actually wanting to know if y'all are hiring. Are you looking for crew guys? Are you looking for mechanics? You got any spots open up there, Team Throttle Monster, or not really?
Depends on who it is. I mean, we're always
That's
looking
fair.
for people.
Mhm.
You know, me and Spence, you made a comment earlier before we started. So, I mean, it just all depends on the person and their experience. If they have a CDL, if they, you know, have a family, and all depends on how much they're dedicated to wanting to learn about monster trucks. I mean, I have, you know, wife and 4 kids, and it takes a lot. It plays a toll on you. So it all depends on what you want to get out of it. So if you're looking for a seat right away, no, I'm not hiring. If you want to learn through the ropes and figure out how to work on a truck and have a CDL to help take the workload off of driving to and from every show, then yeah, you know, we can talk.
So, Mike, I got to know you a few years ago when you were driving for another team. You hadn't started your own team. A lot of guys in the industry, Mike, you know, they get their shot by just, you know, starting out by crewing for somebody. You know, they're lowest of the low on the totem pole. You know, they're getting kicked at, cussed at. You know, just starting out, trying to learn the ropes. And I know, like, your dad had a hand in helping you, you know, getting to be a part of the industry and all. But you know what it's like bouncing from team to team, you know, basically getting shit on by every other guy. You know what it's like to be, you know, in the trenches. And then I just want you to just kind of describe to people who are watching tonight, you know, I don't necessarily want to say like the risks you have to take, but, you know, the sacrifice that it takes to actually get in, start your own team, and, you know, look to where you're at now. You know, I'm sure you got a million things in your head. You got other goals you want to go out and accomplish, but where you're at right now is incredible, just from where you were at a couple of years ago in the industry for driving for other teams.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of stressed out, pissed off moments where you throw things and you just want to literally rip everybody's throat right out of them. And some people, I mean, it's great to work for a different company, to work for, I mean, like Monster Jam. They're a good company to start with because they can teach you the basics of monster trucks, and they have multiple people there that can help you, train you to understand what trucks do. To move to a driver's perspective, I mean, you're better off to go to an independent. You have more of an opportunity to drive going to an independent guy and work your way up. You can, you know, understand their process of how they work on things, because working at Jam is completely different than when I worked on stuff before I went to Jam with my dad. My dad did teach me I'll bet you he probably taught me 90% of the crap I know about trucks. And I was 5-6 years old when he started. So I didn't have your normal summers of hanging out, partying, going with friends, having sleepovers, playing sports. It was literally monster trucks from day up, or from sun up till nighttime, every day. Our family trips was going to a monster truck show, going to a fair. That was just what we did. And the sad thing is I start to see it with my own family. You know, so when we go on these trips, we are going to trips because I'm doing a monster truck show. But I try to take at least a day or two to actually go and do something, so it's not only about monster trucks. But each person's different. You know, I worked for Jim for 2.5, 3 years, and his way of doing things is completely opposite from what I would originally, or how I would do it. And it's just, there's a lot of long nights and a lot of constant working yourself to death to try to get what you're wanting. But overall, it's worth it if you have the support system. If you have the support system back at home, or if you have the support system from the team that you're working for, anybody can achieve whatever they want, as long as they have the support system and the drive to do it themselves.
No doubt. Support system, I mean, and great sponsors, obviously. You know, I know you got y'all got RedLine backing you. And I mean, a lot of people in the monster truck world, a lot of newer fans anyways, had never heard of RedLine, you know, till, you know, you brought Vendetta in on the scene, and now people are, you know, in the monster truck world anyways, they're starting to gear more towards RedLine. A lot of guys knew about Lucas Oil. They knew about other oil products, but here you are bringing RedLine in the scene, and that's awesome. You also got a little sponsorship from us, and we love hanging out with y'all. And I just want to talk real quick. Have you ever actually seen anybody, Mike, go out and try to mess with axles and drop a gosh damn planetary in an oil bucket and it spill all over somebody before? You ever actually seen that in person?
Oh my gosh.
I did see it. It was very enjoyable for me. I mean, the last time I was in Arlington, I found out stuff about you. I mean, nothing bad, but I was, cussing up a storm, and then I hear this, that, this is how you are. And I'm like, oh man, I feel like a complete dick. But
I know what you're talking about.
Busting my balls about it. And then we're trying to tear apart my corner because I broke a stupid champagne 3 hits in a freestyle. So my night already went to shit. Too tall destroyed the body. I choked in freestyle. So that was literally my enjoyment for the weekend. Finally got the planetary to pop off, and it landed on the corner of the oil bucket and sprayed you head to toe.
Is there any pictures anywhere out of just sheer curiosity? Did anybody think to take a picture of Tweety just completely covered?
Of that?
No. I don't think so. I mean, Tito probably did, because I'm sure he was just kind of laughing, standing behind us on his phone.
Yeah, Jim Kohler was standing there. Corey was standing there as well. And surprisingly enough, that's not the first time that something similar like that has happened to me. But I got to say, that RedLine oil, man, that gear oil that y'all put in the corners.
We washed your clothes how many times, and it still smells.
Ooh, that stuff is potent, man.
Yeah, you're better off to throw that stuff away, because
that's what I
that
said.
gear oil is like a heavy duty gear oil.
Yeah,
and so I'm pretty convinced you could put a broomstick in a bucket and you can leave that thing overnight, and you'll come back and the oil has climbed up the broomstick to the bristle. Because it is the craziest oil I've ever had to deal with. It is nuts. We have oil that'll leak out the top of our fuel caps of our housings. Mm-hmm. How it gets to the top, beyond me. No idea.
That gear oil is alive. That's all I can say. It's like she washed it like several times. And I was like, I wish you would have told me you were going to throw it in the washer. I would have soaked it in some degreaser overnight. But I set that stuff out on the balcony trying to air it out. And I walked outside and immediately just big whiff just hit me right in the face. I mean, I don't necessarily mind the smell of gear oil, but that is some potent stuff.
It's really strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And it's been sitting in the trunk of the car now for a couple of days. Probably need to get that stuff out of there. But that was
sure
fun.
Your car smells good.
Yeah.
Doubt
great.
it.
What else you got up there, Spence?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little sad that I don't get to see Team Throttle Monster come up this way during first quarter, because we got to deal with the new Lucas Oil sponsored truck, and I want to see Vendetta. So, but it is really cool that you did get to say that two of your other team is going to be a part of the Toughest Tour, because I just saw that they announced that they're finally bringing the Toughest Tour back to Michigan and Saginaw at the Dow Event Center. So pretty stoked to see that, because you said he was your cousin that drives Kamikaze?
Yeah, Zach Jensen. He's my and Paul's cousin.
I saw him driving in Canfield with Joe Sylvester's tour with Outlaw. Duke can drive. I was extremely impressed, especially, that's an older chassis, isn't it? That black Kamikaze they was piloting?
No, that's we built that the same time we built Too Tall CRD. So that's
wow.
Chassis.
Okay.
So we almost have every type of chassis out there. Zach's is a Paul Cohen. Too Tall's is a CRD. Wrecking Machine and Mine Truck is a Team KCM in-house. Mm-hmm. We now have a Eddie Micah chassis, which is the Jurassic Attack Paul is running now, which will turn into Dalton's Jurassic, and now a Metal Shop chassis. So the only chassis we're missing is a Patrick and a Pablo, if he was still building chassis.
Did we say Concussion? I don't know if is Concussion even around anymore?
I mean, they built a handful of trucks. I mean, no offense to them, but they're not a chassis that I guess I would
fair enough
level as everybody else. I mean, I know they built a Bigfoot chassis, and don't get me wrong, they build good stuff. It's just I don't think they're more as consistent as everybody else, building wise.
Mm-hmm.
What is up with Cooper Knuckles comments?
I don't know. Something's going on with
The
him.
guy
I
is
don't know.
free from Monster Jam. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that in a little bit. So he's happy. He's just letting
Oh, boy.
whatever fly out there. But Mike, Bam, we're excited for the team. Bam, we're excited to see you get to drive it at some point. Maybe Trinity as well. Who knows if she's willing to pursue that or not? I don't know. But we're excited to watch the team grow. We're excited to watch Too Tall grow in height. And
You sure? We might be a little late for that.
but anyways,
He
y'all,
might have a growth spurt. Once he gets to puberty, he might get a growth spurt.
we're not going to count it out. It's this late in his age. But y'all, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We wish y'all the best, and we'll be seeing more of you down the road.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, guys. It was always fun, and hope to see you guys soon.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
See you, bud.
See ya.
A good guy.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm glad to see Bam on here too. That was cool. Little.
I think she was a little
bonding
nervous.
time for us. Now, where should we transition to next, y'all? What are we going for right
Was there
I
anything
don't
happening?
know.
Anything going on?
now? Okay,
Any news or anything?
let's talk about this before we get to shows with Spence, and we're only about 30 minutes in, so we're fine. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. Now, I already hinted at it just a second ago that Cooper Knuckles no longer with Monster Jam. One of the crew guys there at the Paxton shop, we are learning that, we learned that Josh Dyke will no longer be with MJ after about another week or so. He's done his last show already. Lexi Warner not there anymore. So holy crap, y'all! Who's left up at the Paxton shop? Lashinsky, is that it?
I don't think Lashinsky's at the Paxton shop. I thought he was in Florida. I thought he was down at the Palmetto shop. I didn't think that he was in Paxton, but I mean, who's left? I mean, you and I both know, Tweety, when we first started working at Monster Jam, that they were talking about, stopping, having people work at the North Carolina and the Paxton shop and just have everything centralized in Florida. I mean, this might be it. This might be, soon to be the conclusion of, no more Paxton shop, soon no more.
Oh, there we go. So Cooper.
So it is Lashinsky. Okay.
Just one person left.
Him and Tom. So
Yeah.
Is Tom going to leave now? Is Tom done?
I don't
Is
see Tom leaving anytime soon.
Tom's leaving.
Mintz will go to his grave with a Monster Jam logo.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Mintz is leaving the Paxton shop and he's going to drive for the Hall brothers.
That's a big nothing against either one of them, but that is no. Anyway,
I think so.
No, because the Hall brothers have really good equipment that stays, relatively clean. They don't get destroyed. And you're talking about putting Tom Mintz.
She just confirmed. No, that's not happening.
Thank you, Cheech.
Straight up, no.
She's just like, not happening. No. So yeah, no, I'm with Cheech. I don't want to see that happen at all. Even if it's for just in a parking lot. No, I don't want to see it. But yeah, it's this is a very, very strange time. Obviously, there's been nothing but changes. There's been nothing but things changing in the woodworks when it comes to how everything has been functioning lately. And, I think this is going to be it. This is going to be, Monster Jam's no longer going to be utilizing PAX. I'm not saying they're just going to bulldoze a shop because, that's Tom's property. That's literally his shop in his house, and they have a space next door or whatever. But I think they're actually going to relatively soon make it to where everything has to be centralized in Florida. But wouldn't it make more sense as a company that travels in motorsports to have multiple locations in case of heavy damage? Yeah. So I don't know. It's I understand from the international point of view, you have we all flew out mainly from the Tampa airport. There's a bunch of ports down there for, going international. But when it comes to if you're in the Northeast tour, if you're on the West Coast tour, if you're in the Central tour, it's nice to have locations that in case of really heavy damage, like a cradle gets ripped out or just something that you need a place that has all the equipment that you need in order to fix your trucks. I don't know. It just seems like a really, I don't want to say a dumb idea, but it looks like a very risky idea to be doing this.
I like the idea of having shops everywhere. I know the Paxton shop being where it's at, basically right smack dab in the middle of America, has really helped a lot of guys, get out of a hard pinch. So I don't think they'll close that shop down. I think they'll definitely leave one, because there's 2 shops in Paxton. One is basically Tom's. The other one is technically Monster Jam's. And I think they'll probably keep that shop open. But we're talking as if this is actually happening. We're just saying that the Paxton is down to literally the bare bones right now. They need some more guys. They need some good guys up there. I could see some guys leaving the Florida shop to come up to Paxton for a little while. That's to say that, the North Carolina shop, most likely not going to be around much longer. I mean, at the rate that things are going, there's going to be a lot of big changes coming forward. And somebody got a hold of us before the show. They want us to make a list of all the people who are not returning to Monster Jam next year, both drivers and crew guys. And I didn't get around to doing that because that was so close to just right before show start. We had a lot of other
and it's a big list.
Yeah, it's a big list. Like Spence just said, there's a lot of people not returning, both drivers and crew guys. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that used to help run the shows, pull out the strings, behind the curtains, and they won't be returning either. So Monster Jam has changed in a lot of ways, but it allows the opportunity for some fresh blood to get in there. Definitely some newer crew guys, and I think you're going to see Monster Jam change. But we all need change, though. I mean, the sport, Monster Jam,
it does.
They need new people. Independents need new guys, and the independents are beefing up, right now as we speak. Actually had a cool conversation with Mr. Jimmy Cretin last night. I was hanging out with him, just picking his brain. They got some big plans for 2022. Not going to talk about that. That's their business, but they got a lot of cool shit in the works right now. I can't wait to see what they're doing. Hall Brothers haven't been in Monster Jam in a couple of years. They're going back to Monster Jam, driving in arenas. Excited to see that. I mean,
did you say sad or excited? Like that was
excited.
Okay, I was gonna say like wow, just harping on poor Cheech in the comments. Like, yeah, I agree, but I hate seeing that big that Hemi not being able to utilize all its power in a small arena. That's my only thing I don't like seeing a Hall Brothers truck in arenas. But I hope they at least come away with some wins. I hope Mark Hall actually is able to put it to the floor and actually pull out some W's over this over first quarter.
Did you see that Monster Truck Wars has a big show announcement on November 13th at the Monster Truck Hall of Fame? Yes, I got a text message about this last night. Still don't really know yet all the details about it, but it's going to be pretty sweet. I can just go ahead and guess that right now.
I still need to get my damn tickets to the Hall of Fame. I feel terrible for still not having to get them yet.
Yeah.
Oops.
What else did I have over here on the agenda for tonight? I had a lot of people blowing up my phone earlier. Now I'm blanking. That's not what I needed to see.
No,
anyways, should we go ahead and show these pictures now, Spence? You know what I'm saying?
So, yes. So obviously, first of all, we all need to give it for Mr. Taylor Andes. We have been really putting him through the ringer through the entire month of October, and starting with our very first truck that we did with him as this collaboration, we had the movie Hellraiser mixed with Hotsy. Then we had Amsoil Shock Therapy with Twix. And then we had Movie Monsters. So he did a Samson Frankenstein collaboration. So this time we challenged Taylor to combine an independent and a company truck. And the two that it landed on was Black Pearl and Gravedigger. So without further ado, this is Pearl Digger, made by Taylor Andes. And my goodness, this truck, this scheme
really good.
looks
really
amazing. So I would love to see this as a real truck. Apparently, as I was talking to Taylor about this, apparently Pearl Digger was like an actual, it was an actual job title, I guess, like back in the day of pirates and stuff. So I was I was kind of surprised, but honestly, he did a great job keeping with the pirate theme, and you got the moon with the pirate ship rather than the graveyard. But he also did a 3D rendition where he actually kind of paid homage a little bit to the old Gravedigger as well. And honestly, man, this just looks sinister. I love the way this turned out. I love the way it looks, and honestly, it needs to be a real truck. I think it looks amazing.
No, I think you're dead right, man. It looks awesome. Instead of the mansion on the moon, you got the haunted ship on the moon. I noticed that. I mean, the whole thing looks awesome. My favorite obviously was going to be the Hotsy Hellraiser, but this is now my new favorite. This awesome. This looks great, Taylor. Knocking it out of the damn park for this one.
So with October 31st being Halloween and Halloween is rapidly approaching, Taylor has essentially challenged himself. So we're not going to be doing a wheel tonight. I know it's one of the things people have been looking forward to. However, Taylor over the next couple of days is going to be releasing 3 designs. All on his personal page, but the one that he's working on the most, he's going to let us debut on October 31st. So there's going to be 2 designs that he's going to share on his social media coming up in the next couple of days. All I can say is one is a company truck, one is an independent. The one that we're going to debut here on the show, you're just going to have to wonder. You're just going to have to think about it. Anyway, so keep a lookout for him because I've seen some preview shots of what he's working with, and holy crap, these are amazing. They're outstanding. If you don't like dark designs, and it may not be for you, but it's Halloween. It's spooky season. So he just took these ideas and ran with it. And I cannot wait to see what comes of it. However, Taylor, if you're up for doing this again in Christmas time, really challenge you a little bit. We have to wonder what if, he also, if you didn't know, he's a big Marvel fanatic. So that's what that is. But, what should we do? Should we do anything for Thanksgiving? It's like, all right, Taylor, you have to make a truck based on a Thanksgiving dish.
No, I just skip over Thanksgiving.
Let's go to Christmas, and I want to see
straight to Christmas.
I want to see a Santa foot truck.
A Santa foot? A
foot?
Bigfoot? What?
Santa
foot.
My
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we just have to spin the wheel and see if it lands on that foot.
Okay, fine, whatever. That was my own request.
We would, but again, there's no wheel now. Maybe when we get to December, we will do another challenge of the sorts. But yeah, Taylor absolutely knocked it out of the park. I love the way the truck looks. I've been trying to talk to him and getting some of these designs in Beam and G, because damn it, these would look great in Beam and G. Is Hold My Groin having a Halloween show? God bless America, DJ.
Hey, speaking of Hold My Groin, you got your list?
Can I take a drink first? Hold on.
Take your drink. Go ahead, Harley. Roll it.
It's time for everyone's favorite pronunciation sensation. Shows with Spence.
I hate that that's a thing now.
I'm sorry. Oh my God.
You're welcome.
All right.
Oh man.
Let's get this over with. All right. Starting out down in the south in the bayou, we got Alexandria, Louisiana with Extreme Nationals. Then we got Dayton, Ohio this weekend with Monster Jam. Third show. What the hell? I want to say Dothan.
Dolphin? What?
Dothan, Alabama.
Dolphin?
How do you spell that?
Dothan. Dothan.
So how do you get Dolphin? Where's the L coming from in this?
Dothan. Am I saying an L? Is there an? I'm not.
Yeah,
no,
you're saying it with an L.
No, I'm not. It's Dothan.
Number 4. Moving on.
Anyway, Dothan, Alabama with 2 Extreme. Then we got Eureka, California with Malicious Tour. Followed by after that, we got Lancaster, South Carolina with South Carolina Monster Truck Madness. Then we got Mill Grove, Ontario with the Wadded Up Tour. I almost broke my chair. Norfolk, Virginia with a Hot Wheels Tour. Then we got Raleigh, North Carolina with Monster Trucks with a Z. And you also have Reno, Nevada with Monster Jam again. Salinas, California with WGAS. Not 100% sure who that is. Then you have Shelton, Washington with... Wow.
Washington?
Hold on. Washington. I need to slow down. Shelton, Washington with Monster Trucks with a Z. And finally, we have Urbana or Urbana, Illinois Monster Truck Wars.
You know that's it.
Yeah, Champaign, Urbana. Yeah.
What? It just says Urbana. Anyway, whatever. So there's your shows with Spence. Yay.
Yeah, earlier, did you say Norfolk?
Yeah, Norfolk. What?
Norfolk? Do you see the TH in there?
But anyway, moving on.
There's no TH in that word.
So it's Norfolk?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Hold on.
Whatever, he says. Now, we'll say this. Coming up Sunday, or the weekend recaps, we're doing a very special Halloween show. We will be.
Oh boy.
We will be
It's Halloween.
We'll be in costume. We've been planning this for a whole damn year now. We got our
Yes.
costumes ready. Spence is working on something else. I don't think he has his shit quite together, but let's just say Sunday is going to be epic. Do not miss Sunday.
I mean, we still got about 15 minutes left, so I mean, if anybody got any questions, feel free to let us know. Other than that, don't ask me to pronounce anything else, because I am not having it.
Let's take some questions. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's take some questions down there in the comments section. We got a little bit of time left, but yeah, Sunday's going to be awesome. Let's just say we are not sparing any expense for Sunday. It's going to be freaking epic.
When are you doing another open guest stream?
What? See, I told you we were. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get over this cold. I was talking to Tweety about this. We were absolutely blown away with how well the open mic night went. Maybe we may have let some people talk a lot longer than others, but
I think we'll limit it to how many people we have on next time.
But probably
enough
a good
time
idea.
For everybody to say
Well,
something.
well, actually, what we can do is we can start a timer. We can have a timer on screen. We'll do that.
See, I really like the idea of potentially doing like a Jeopardy or like a what is it called? A trivia night, basically. If we were to bring someone as a guest and you have to get like a set amount of questions right in order to like possibly win something. Speaking of winning something, we need to do another damn giveaway because we haven't done one since 250 subscribers on YouTube.
I mean,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah. Wow, has it really been that long?
Has it been that long?
Whoa,
Jeez.
it has, and we're approaching on 500 now. I think we're at 470
470 something.
470. Yep.
So we're rapidly close to 500. So if we can hit 500 subscribers before the month of December, I say before Christmas. How about that? 500 subscribers by Christmas, so that way we'll come up with some really awesome Christmas giveaway for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we can work on that. And if y'all have some ideas down there for a giveaway or some stuff that just as fans, maybe if you're looking for fiberglass or something like that, maybe we can come up with something cool for the next giveaway. We already have ideas for the next giveaway, but if there's something else that y'all really want, you think that is impossible to get a hold of as fans, something you'd really like to see and participate in the giveaway, let us know. Go back up to the top. We had some questions.
I had an idea. How about this? We're going to send BJ up to give you a personalized tattoo.
What is this? My buying a Christmas gift for Todd or Too Tall? You making me choose now? Why do I gotta choose? Why can't I just send them both a Christmas gift?
I don't know. I guess you gotta send them one. Just one. I don't know.
Send them a picture of me.
Oh my gosh.
I'd rather not. Yeah, no.
When am I? Hold on. Which Austin are you talking about? Jose? You're talking to me?
Maybe to both Austins.
Maybe
Tweety or Spence? Which one?
I don't
Maybe
know.
you both answer it. I don't know.
I mean, let's just say I had a conversation with somebody last night about potentially helping out every once in a while. Maybe I'll do that. I won't be doing monster trucks full time, honestly, in the foreseeable future. Just anytime soon. Let's just say that I won't be working full time, but maybe you'll be seeing me filling in, throwing some wrenches, or maybe driving every once in a while. What about you, Spence?
I mean, honestly, I just kind of show up at shows, and if anybody wants any help, even if it's just tiring down, I mean, I'm always willing to get my hands dirty. I mean, if it's running a ride truck, if it's changing transmission, whatever it is, I mean, I'm always wanting to help out and work on monster trucks. It's a lot more enjoyable than throwing 1,000 packages a day with FedEx. So, I mean, if anybody's in the way.
We saw you driving the Mayhem ride truck earlier this year, so you might be doing a little more of that next year, huh?
I would love that. If Joe or if anybody in the Midwest has a ride truck and they just need a driver, I'd be more than happy to come out and drive for a day or two in a ride truck. Because honestly, I love it. I mean, I know there's a lot of guys out there that sit there and say, oh, I want to drive a race truck. Man, the experience with the fans and just driving people around. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, I remember specifically, this was forever ago, I remember when BKT was the Built Ford Tough Blue Thunder ride truck, and I remember going on a ride on that thing at Toledo Speedway when Monster Jam used to have something called Summer Heat.
Oh.
So, and it's really cool kind of looking back and remembering that and knowing that I got to drive that truck, kind of making like, you know, coming full circle ordeal. But so many people are doing ride trucks nowadays. It's like, I want to build my own, but I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Oh, come on. We can figure it out. We'll run up to the Throttle Monster shop. We'll hang out with them and we'll throw it together, baby. I ain't worried about that. Hey, something that was presented to me, I think last night, was monster trucks will be returning to Lexington, Kentucky at the world famous, I believe it's the Rupp Arena. Is that right? Does that make sense?
I don't know. You tell me.
Let me look it up. Yeah, the Rupp Arena.
Not,
okay, what's important to know about this is monster trucks are returning. It's not Monster Jam, who has basically run that rig for the past few years. It's not Monster Jam. It's the toughest monster truck tour is taking over the Rupp Arena, home of the Wildcats. That is some big news for y'all in the monster truck world. Like I said, that's one of those things that Monster Jam is kind of letting go of. They're not able to fulfill all these places now. They don't have the manpower anymore. So now you got independents stepping up. So here you go, Spence. You were talking about independents getting into stadiums. Well, some independent tours are already taking over some arenas.
Which is awesome because we all talk about, we love the seeing what oh my god, I'm having an episode right now. I'm so sorry. The toughest monster truck tour and what they're capable of doing in arenas. One of my really good friends, John Any Monster, actually made a good point. He's like, when you guys have Mike on tonight, you need to talk about how it seemed like Brandon Budd was kind of walking all over them down in that recent show they had down there in Texas, I believe. Because Brandon Budd, I mean, he was a man on a mission. I mean, I don't think.
Crap. Yeah.
What?
No, you're right. I was just agreeing with you. I mean, that guy, was like we saw last week, was buckshot. I mean, he was on kill last weekend. He was up against no slouches. He was up against some hard trucks out there.
That's true. He was up.
There was a comment in the comment section that said, "Remember, when in doubt, Throttle Monster."
I mean, yeah, Taylor, gotta love it. Jeremy Hosman, I see you out there, Purple Thunder. I know. I'm if I knew what to do about going about getting that truck, I would. It's just where the hell I'm going to put it for now.
Does anyone want to hear a rumor I heard? Yes, Dan's Monsters Adventures. Let's hear it. That's what Wednesday is for, baby.
Yeah, we're all about rumors and speculations and all sorts of fun stuff. So we need to get, now that I think about it, we need to get Jeremy Hosman on here. I feel that we need to get the commander-in-chief of Militia on board because we need to talk about him playing in the mud, with reckless driving.
Yeah, let's get him on here. Let's get Brandon Budd on here. Got a few other people that'll be coming on soon. We'll get Cooper Knuckles back on here before too much longer, and he can kind of talk about, his new lease on life and what he has going on, stepping away from Monster Jam. What do you
Freddie?
Like there?
Freddie, it's an inside joke in the BeamNG community. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, check it out. Cooper's watching right now. Cooper, when you coming back on, man? We want to have you back on here.
We need the Frosty Boys. We need to do some kind of challenge with the Frosty Boys because I think we talked about that last time we had them on here. So I don't know. You guys did like that 10 patty challenge, and you look like you're struggling, man. If I was there, I would put my money on Coop.
Hey, check this out. According to Dan's Monsters Adventures, we've heard that after World Finals 21, the OG Maximum Destruction paint scheme is returning to Monster Jam. What would y'all think about that? Would you like to see the original Maximum Destruction paint scheme, Harley?
So,
but would it be? Is this going to be World Finals 21? No.
Yeah, technically, yeah, because we didn't have it last year.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that's right.
Or this year, whatever.
It's really weird. We used to be like behind a number,
yeah,
and now we're gonna be ahead. Or we used to be ahead, now we're gonna be behind. So
yes,
it's gonna be
right. I'd like to see the original come back. I don't know. I kind of like the 3D.
I would like to see the original come back if Monster, because we saw the Fire and Ice, we saw them try to do the zombie and the galaxy and all that crap. I would love to see Monster Jam, since we know how they have so many rights to a bunch of names in the Monster Truck arsenal. I would love to see if they were to start like a Legends tour, like bringing back old bodies back. They have so many El Toro Loco bodies. Bring back a Bulldozer. Bring back the OG Max D. Bring back Gravedigger the Legend. They have all those bodies in the Monster Jam body shop. They can easily bring them back.
Shoot, yeah.
I'd love to see it, but whether they'll actually do it, who knows? All I'm saying, get rid of Scooby.
get rid of Scooby. I'm saying get rid of Bakugan, but that's just my personal opinion.
Nah, I hate to say it, Tweety. Not really, because I know it pisses you off. But I really don't think Bakugan's that bad of a truck. We all know that there's like 3D bodies is kind of the way to go when it comes to, merchandise. And by the way, we should ask Mike about them possibly having a toy deal with Spin Master, because I want a Vendetta diecast. Like, I'm just saying, I want that on my desk. But it's not that bad of a truck. I don't care for the wings. I think wings or just like little stuff like that on a truck, it's a bit much. I do think it is a smart design in the fact that every single body panel of that body hugs the chassis as tight as it does, and it doesn't explode on impact most of the time. While El Toro Loco, for as long as that mold has been around, you've worked with that body. Every time it rolls, it implodes on itself.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I think Bakugan is a step in the right direction as far as future designs for possible body designs. Just making stuff that hugs the chassis more. You know for a fact Camden has a bunch of visibility other than this in his face as he's driving, but there's a ton of visibility. You don't have to cut teeth. You don't have to like level out the hood just to make sure you have visibility. He's set. There's other trucks with other bodies and other different identities that, they suffer. They have a disadvantage. While you look at Bakugan Dragonoid, you look at Black Ops, and I would argue even Megalodon has better visibility than some of the other trucks.
I don't know. I've not been up in Megalodon. All I know is you can't see a damn thing out of Toro.
Exactly. So I think it's time that, which I get it, money and, develop and yada yada yada. I get it. Trust me, I know there's going to be a huge process into trying to develop everything, but still, I think that'd be a much smarter move into developing bodies that is just easier to see out of. Because even if you look at the fenders on Gravedigger, they're so slim. While if you look at like an actual 1950s panel truck, those fenders are so freaking fat. Like if you were to actually make a legitimate mold, like there would be hardly any visibility. Same thing with the old Willys pickup that Ryan runs with Son of a Digger, but their fenders are trimmed so narrowly and so neatly to where they actually have perfect visibility out of the bottom Lexan.
So we are working on getting another couple pictures uploaded for y'all in just a second. We had some stuff sent in to us thinking about possible, paint scheme for Max D moving forward next year. We know that, Max D's running right now without spikes. That was a huge change. No fender flares on it. So what if in 2022, possibly after World Finals, Max D looked like this?
Oh, that's Taylor's 20th anniversary design that I remember him doing. Yeah.
Years, man.
20 years and they didn't do a damn thing. I do like that he moved the face on the top back of the truck, because that face, and I believe it's the hands or whatever that would be on the door, would just fall off all the damn time, and it was really annoying. I love the way this looks. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. That's definitely an attention getter, man.
I really like how I just realized this, but the kind of like the LED squares that he has on the front to kind of mimic headlights. Honestly, yeah, I would. You're looking at reducing costs when it comes to having two of those damn faces on either side of the truck, just kind of moving the pipes around. I would love to see them bring back the pyrotechnics too, because I remember seeing Tom do that occasionally way back when, where he would just have the sparklers essentially on the bottom. But yeah, this would be perfect. I'd love to see that paint scheme come back. No, but I'd also love to see them do a proper 40th Gravedigger paint scheme, but we're probably not going to get that either.
Probably not. Well, y'all, I got to say this, though. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel. Okay, go to our YouTube channel. Please click subscribe. Help us keep the train rolling over here. Go to throttleoutshow.com. Get you some merch. Grab this red shirt on there. You can get it in a plethora of different colors. And we got some other stuff we're working on behind the scenes. Maybe the next couple of weeks, we'll be changing up some formats of our shows. Other than that, that's all I got, y'all. Subscribe to the Throttle Out Show YouTube page. And remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out, y'all. Good night, everybody.